What up guys, it's Visceral Films, and today I'm coming at you with two cameras, and I'm going to be doing a Mandalorian suit-up video. Okay, so the first thing that's going to go on is the undersuit slash flight suit. This was originally a Michael Myers type like jumpsuit thing, and then I sewed on these arms here and put all the faux stitching all throughout the whole thing and on the legs and stuff. I'm gonna keep the jacket open for now because this gets very hot very quick. So the first thing that's gonna go on is the knee. So the knee piece right here, this was 3D printed, as was the rest of the armor, but some of it is still just 3D printed filament, and some of it is the like resin cast, and I'll get to that later. So this just slides up via some elastic and then Velcro to keep it in place. So after that piece, the boots go on. And these were Blaine Orson Skechers, which were the base boots used on the show. And then these were stitched and glued with new faux leather that was painted to match. Now I usually put the bottom of the cuff of the pant here over the top of the boot. Some people will stuff it inside of it, but since I didn't leave too much up here, I put the bottom of the pant over top of the boot. Next piece to go on is going to be the leather cuff thing. This is all pleather because it's a lot cheaper. And that all affixes with Velcro. The next piece to go on is this little cuff thing. And this goes on over that kind of ribbed part right there. And it is held shut with screws, which is not screen accurate, but this was so tight that anything hidden would not have been strong enough. So it's like the one super inaccurate thing on the whole suit. I'll take it. Okay, now that that's on, those screws take a little bit of time to kind of align sometimes, but it happens. Next is the large piece of boot armor and the vibro knife. The other side is still just base 3D printed filament because you're never going to see the other side. This was like kind of lightly painted, and the second it was dry I took duct tape to it and kind of ripped it off. It gave me a really nice chipped paint kind of look. And this is held shut with Allen screws or Allen wrenches that kind of feed through the thing there. Those get very, very annoying to try to put on, so I'm probably gonna edit that whole thing out. And it opens via hinges. Ooh, and one of the canisters just fell out. Okay, now that that's on, you can see it's all good to go. Next comes the thighs. These are really easy to attach. It's literally just Velcro. And then the other thigh here. Both 3D printed, of course. So now I get to zip this up. Ooh. Almost forgot to put the boot knife in. That part's very important. Alright, so next up goes on the under vest. And this has a Velcro that corresponds up here, and that is so that this stays strong, because that's what the shoulders are going to hang off of. Just kidding. Before I do that, I need to put on the this little buckle system. This is pretty crucial to how the rifle is going to go on my back. And it just cinches down with a belt. Get that nice and tight, because that's going to want to go down. Now I can put on the vest. Then I zip it up the then I zip it up the back. Next are going to go on your hip pieces. Ooh. Now these were printed and then molded and casted out of resin because they are symmetrical, which means why print two of them? Just make a mold and cast it. And these are two little Velcro tabs that attach to the vest. And then that kind of corner gets tucked underneath. Now when I used to put the suit on kind of in the early days, this is the second time maybe third I've ever put the suit on, but I pretty much got it down. Previously I would have these pieces go on after the belt, but there's a lot of kind of squeezing going on and it's kind of uncomfortable. Much better to do these beforehand. Okay, now goes the belt. This is one of my favorite parts because I love how this belt came out. Here we go. That is up with some Velcro on the back. There we go. And these little pieces will come in handy later. Make sure those hips are pretty much where you want them. Personally, I don't like them swinging around a lot. I like everything to kind of be in place. Here's the blaster. It's very important there. And inside is a little stopper to let people know it's fake, but it comes right out. I'm gonna leave it out for this video. Okay, next up is the headsock and microphone. So you're going to want to put the mic on here first, and this just helps to obviously amplify your voice when you're wearing this. I'm not going to turn this on in the video, but I am going to just hook it up. The headsock is next. This is the part that gives you really bad hat hair, but also helps you hold in the mic. I'm going to move that out of the way for now. So now is probably a good time to Get the top of the neck. Good, this is very tight and form-fitting, which means it kind of strangles me a little bit. Not too bad, obviously, or else, you know, I wouldn't have it, but it's pretty good. Okay, next is going to be the flak vest. On the back of the flak vest, I built the armor here. You're never gonna see it, so it's kind of unnecessary, but I just wanted to have it. This is the one piece made out of foam, and I did it because not only was it a last-minute thing, and I did not want to wait, 12 hours for something you're never gonna see the print. I also did it because it will keep it very lightweight, out of the way. I'll never even notice it, so might as well. And that, like everything else on the suit, velcros in place. Pull that down, make sure it's nice. Okay, check the boots. Here we go. Next is the chest belt right here. And this will have a little velcro tab. Affixes right behind the ammo pieces right here. Goes down, make sure it is not there. Fantastic. And then just tabs right here on the back. And then I tend to pull it taut just to make sure that it's in there nice. Okay. Next, it's a cool trick thing. This actually slips up into a little pocket and goes underneath here. Alright, now that that is on, next is the shoulders. So the one I typically start with is this silver one right here. This was molded and casted in resin, and this little thing right there, and it connects to this buckle. Next is going to go the other shoulder. This was the very dirty looking one. So this is going to slip underneath this piece onto corresponding Velcro on the on this vest underneath. So there we go. Now the shoulders are on. This thing is gonna have to be pulled through again. This thing gets very annoying, but it works pretty beautifully when the rifle is on. You do need help sometimes with having someone help you get the rifle on and off, but it does keep it on your back pretty snugly. So next is the ab armor. Lovely little piece right underneath there, lines up with some Velcro. There we go. Next I'm going to put on the speaker for this mic right here, and that just hooks on to the back of my chest belt. There it is. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to plug that in. Testing, 1, 2, 3, works just fine. Get it in place there. Alright, wonderful. Now this is going to come in handy when I actually am wearing the helmet, because the helmet obviously muffles my voice, a big piece of resin. Now things are starting to round out. Next is the cape. Oh shit. And this, like everything else, connects to some Velcro. Right here. Gotta make sure my wonderful little buckle system is where it needs to be. Alright, that's more or less where it should be. So now those two little leather things that you probably don't remember from earlier are gonna come into play. Okay, now we're coming down to it. The next thing I'm going to put on is the rifle so that this thing stops pulling out of my chest belt. Alright, so I would show this one on the close-up cam, but it's pretty large. There it is there. And then this little fake piece goes in with magnets. So then those two little things coming out of the... Those two little pieces coming out of the back of my cape are what are going to hold this thing in orientation, so it's not swinging around too crazy. Okay. Now that's in place. That took a little bit, but whatever. Editing. Now goes on my favorite part, the chest piece. I love this thing. Okay, hopefully this isn't horribly lopsided. I can't really tell. So next is going to be the gauntlets, gloves, and then the helmet. I'm gonna start with the easier of the two gauntlets. Here we go. Easy enough to put on. There we go. That is on. All nice. And then my favorite of the two gauntlets, the one with the little animation thing here. I love this, and it turns off after about 5 seconds. And the cool thing about how I have this situated is I can pretty much tap this and change it, which is awesome. Now the gloves. These were some leather ones. I cut off the fingers and then glued them into these fingerless ones. Gloves, the yellow ones were normal work gloves. So those just go on, and then this is a... I should mention the chest piece is cast resin. I somehow left that out. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. This is a lot less hot than last time I put this on, which is wonderful. There we go. Same thing on the other hand. Alright, now I do kind of one final check, make sure everything's in place. Alright, put that down. Make sure the boots are good. Those are good enough. So, I also take out this little leather piece from the blaster so I can really easily unholster it. Okay, now this goes in place. That comes up. And the helmet comes on. Hey, if you guys enjoyed that, make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe for more. I honestly recommend, please, more cosplays to do for me, because in this current quarantine climate we're all in right now, I gotta have something to do. Everybody, make sure to have a very safe quarantine. Drop it a like, comment, and a subscribe as always. And yeah, that'll do it.